Hey everybody, welcome on into Dad Meets World, our podcast where we're two dads. We talk about things going on in the world. We talk about being dads, the problems we may face, you may face, the things that we all have to solve together, along with just enjoying the fact that we are dads and we like to talk about the things dads do. My name's Mike. I'm your host. I'm also joined by the other host. His name is also Mike. How are you, dude?
Pretty good. I opened, a bag of Nerd gummy clusters this week, and I didn't eat the whole bag in one sitting.
What's wrong? What happened? Are you okay?
Self-control.
Did you go to the doctor?
No, I achieved an accomplishment. Achievement unlocked.
Oh, that's a good thing?
Yeah. I didn't eat the entire bag in one sitting. So I'm doing good.
Tomato, dude. That is wild to me, and I'm happy for you, I guess. I don't know. I'm very conflicted. Why didn't you eat what's wrong with you? What? Oh, man, that's
Health.
Crazy. Anyways, we also have our producer behind the ones and twos, Nick the Seagull.
Go!
I look forward to that every week. Thank you.
Mike, can I just say something really quick?
Yeah, you're the one that came in here with ants in your pants, so go ahead.
Yeah, I literally walked through the front door and I was like, I'm angry, but I'm saving it for content.
Yeah, let's hear it. Why are you so mad?
So I won't get too personal on details, but essentially,
No. Throw them under the bus.
I hate our government.
In the Springs.
No, like the federal side of things. Yeah. I was hoping you might go like pale in the face, like, dude, don't say it. We're not talking about anything. No, I'm talking about our friends at the IRS. Okay, so we filed for our 2023 taxes back in February, March, April. I don't know. And
still haven't gotten your tax return?
Have not got our refund. So
why?
Okay, well,
Sorry,
I kind of know.
place.
Yeah. So, anyways, basically, we didn't hear anything back on our taxes. May rolls around. We get a letter in the mail saying we're still reviewing your refund or your return. We will reach back out to you within 60 days and let you know where we're at. 60 days goes by. They send another notice, the exact same notice. Another 60 days. Give us more time. I start calling at that point saying, hi, what is going on? Mind you, the number to actually get through and talk to somebody isn't straightforward. And the automated system is different depending on when you call in. I don't know. Or if it knows my number or something. I don't know why. I don't know why the system that is in place is what it is. But nonetheless, it just is. So I had talked to people and they said, we really don't have details on our end. They will reach out to you and let you know. So can you please elevate this? Who do I talk to? And they're like, we don't have that information on who you can talk to. It's the local office that needs to be able to give you information. But on the letter, it says that the local office is Kansas City. So I really don't know what's going on here. We reach out to our CPA, talk to her. She says, you basically have to go through them. You can ask them who's assigned to your case. Okay, we go that route. Sure, get nowhere. I find out online, and of course I know it's on the sheet too, but it's buried on the notice, and I didn't realize it. So it's a little bit on me, but also I went online and just looked for answers on what I needed to do, and I found other people going through the same situation that still haven't received their return or didn't receive their return, and they found out, that there is actually a taxpayer-funded. I don't know if it's an organization through the IRS or it's an arm of the IRS that's an advocacy group for taxpayers. So you call a different number. Someone picks up right away. You don't go on hold. They set up an appointment for you at a local office, at an actual local office, not the place in Kansas City, but the place we have in town. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I could have done this way back in May. And so I set up an appointment for 4:45 today. It is a 32 minute drive from my house because we're all the way up north. It's all the way down south by the Broadmoor by the World Arena. I drive down there. I get into the building, get into the elevator. Like, I hop in with two other people. They select the 4th floor where they need to go. I need to go to the 7th floor, and they're like, "Where do you need to go?" 7th floor. Click the button. Doesn't do anything. So I'm in the elevator with these people, and they're like, and I was like, "It's fine. I'll figure it out. I'll take the stairs if I have to. I'm really not worried about it." So they get out on the 4th floor. I stay in the elevator, and I press 7, and it, like, the red light comes up around the number, and then it disappears. And I was like, okay, fine. And the elevator doors close, and it goes down to the 3rd level because other people are getting on. And I'm just riding this wave of, like, should I just see if I end up on the 7th floor? I really don't know. And I'm like, no. So when those people get on the 3rd floor, I get off, I go on into the stairwell, and I start going upstairs. And all of a sudden on the stairs, I realize, oh, there's no floor access through this door. You need to go down to the 1st floor and take the elevator. Because on the elevator, they have the card access thing. So in order to go to certain floors at certain times of the day, you have to have a key card. I'm very, very much so familiar with this from property management. And I realized, oh no, like, am I missing something? Was there something in my confirmation email that told me I needed to do something? There's no front desk in this building. There's nobody to help you. There's a directory that's, by the way, aesthetically not very pleasing. As far as directories go, we could do better. I could tell that it was very thin paper with names on it and the suite number. Okay. So anyways, like, I am basically left for my own fending to try to figure out what's going on because the confirmation email does not have anything. And I went up all the stairs to the 7th floor where I couldn't open the door. Yeah, the sign said I couldn't do it, but I still tried to open the door. Like, I have an appointment at 4:45 and it's 4:40. I go back down to the main floor. And at this point, I get into a different elevator because I think maybe it's an issue with the elevator.
It's not an issue
and it's
with the
the same
elevator.
thing. So that at that point, then I say, okay, something's not right. So I go onto the Google page to see if there's a number for this office. Just anybody that I can just call the front desk and say, hey, can someone let me in? And so I do, and it says closed. And I'm like, wait a second. So the IRS tax advocacy group or whatever it is
set up an
appointment at this office, and they didn't realize that it closes at 4:30. So I drove all the way down here, and they're not even open. So I called them back, and honestly, I really do think it was the same person that helped me originally, but I don't blame her. Like, I don't blame anybody within this department because, unfortunately, I don't believe the IRS is very well run for many different reasons, but it just is what it is. So I tell her, I'm like, hey, I set up an appointment for 4:45, but it looks like the office closes at 4:30. I don't know if there's someone that I need to contact to be able to go to my appointment or if I have to reschedule.
And she goes, return.
She goes, yeah, you're going to need to reschedule. Anyways, that's really like there. After that, I'm fuming.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot.
I'm not happy.
I wouldn't be either. Honestly, that's a lot of,
I drove 31 minutes. And then by the way, it took me an hour to get home.
Yeah,
because it was rush
traffic
hour.
is awful.
Yeah. And I kept trying to, like, every time I ran into traffic, I was like, I'm from Colorado Springs. I know these roads. And I dip off and I go a different direction.
And everybody else is there too.
I lengthened my drive by at least 15 minutes on my own. It was so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Especially through downtown Springs, it's awful.
So anyways, I'm venting, but I'm done venting.
Yeah, that's a lot. I feel very overwhelmed.
Can you please take me into what we're doing next? Like, do you want to play a game or do you have something planned?
Yeah, so that was a lot. I feel like you kind of trauma dumped on both me and Nick, but we're here for you. And
I'm so sorry.
That's very unfortunate. The IRS should be run better. And that sucks. You deserve to have your tax return.
It's so crazy. I don't understand it. They were missing a couple documents of mine, but I sent them in.
All right, let's play a little game called This or That. I love you, Nick. All right, Nick, or Mikey, whatever your name is. That story got me in a hole. I'm flustered too. Wow, I'm angry as well. We're going to play a game called This or That. It is exactly as it sounds, but it is going to be centered, at least the questions I have prepared for you are centered around being a dad or a parent or somebody in this world.
Okay.
So I'll start off.
Let's say, can you do yours first?
The first question
I'll think of some to send your guys' way.
that I have for you.
Okay.
The this, your kid pees on you every single time that you go to change their diaper.
Okay.
The that, your kid throws half, if not 3/4 of their meal at you on the wall, on the floor, or all over the venue that you are at, regardless of the venue that you are at. Would you like this or that?
I'll take this. Any day of the week. A kid can pee on me, and that's fine because it's only me that's affected. But when you give me that and you end up, but what was it, peeing on other things? Is that what we said? Or pooping? Or throwing food. Sorry, you said the other, that was throwing food.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't want to have to clean up the additional mess. I would rather just have to change my clothes and wash my face than have to clean up a whole area.
How many times do you change a diaper a day, though? You'd rather get peed on every single time that you change a diaper. Like, you're taking pee to the face full stream every single time that you change a diaper versus your kid throwing half of their meal on the floor.
I mean, we just lived through the pandemic.
How much
where
does
they
your
had
kid
those,
eat anyways? Is he getting half of his meal in his mouth?
You've got those face masks, the shields. Why not just keep one of those?
Because that's worse. Those are
Why is that
absorbent.
worse? No, not a mask, a shield, the face shield, the plastic face shield.
The mask is absorbent.
I was going to tell you like what they wear in Grey's Anatomy, but I don't think you watch Grey's Anatomy.
I've seen the commercials.
I've seen too much of it.
Yeah, I guess you could wear one of those, but you're going to have to wear one every single time you change your kid's diaper.
I would rather have to do that than have to clean up the walls of any establishment every single time.
I mean, but honestly, how much food is your child eating and getting in his mouth every single time he eats? Like, is he getting more than 60% of the food that you get him in his mouth, or is it getting all over him and all over the place anyways?
I'm sorry, maybe I misunderstood with this food situation. Are you just talking about whatever they don't eat gets flung across the room?
I'm just saying 50% of what you put on their plate ends up on the floor, in their seat, on you, on the table, on the waitress, whoever.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll still take the pee.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I hate apologizing to people. I hate having to deal with that stuff in a public situation. Like, that's so much worse. Oh, dude,
I'm sitting there and my kid's going to mess up or drop something or spill his soda, or not a soda. He's going to drop his whatever he's eating on the waitress, and I'm going to be like, I don't know whose parents or whose kid that is. Yeah, I don't know whose kid this is.
Wow, that is so disrespectful.
I'm sitting here.
Put this child here at this table?
I sat here with my wife. These two kids showed up. I don't know whose kids they are, but it is incredibly disrespectful. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm taking that every time. I'd rather apologize to someone else than have to apologize for myself getting peed on every single time I'm getting a diaper change.
I'll take the hit.
All right.
I'll take the piss to the face. What else you got?
You want me to go again?
Yeah, no, I'm saying you do yours and then I'll do mine because I don't really have anything.
All right. This one's also centered around food a little bit.
Okay.
So every time, and this will happen, I mean, I guess your child is in the stage probably where he's still stationary eating for the most of his day. At least like solids. He's probably still sitting in a chair, whereas Grayson's starting to get mobile and eat on the go. So this question is a little bit more centered around, would you, your child hides food all over the house in different cracks, crevices, couch cushions, in between your sheets, wherever. That your child hides his diaper all over the house in random places. Pee or poop. Cracks, crevices, pillowcases, bed sheets.
That's kind of tough. I want to say diaper because I feel like I'm going to smell it and find it. Whereas the food, getting in every crevice, nook, and cranny. At the end of the day, if we moved out of that house, if we did a deep cleaning, like that's not easy to clean. That's
you got to
really
get it out of your
difficult.
couch
It's
cushions.
stuck. It rips paint off the walls.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about finding a diaper in between
at
your
least-
couch cushions
okay.
that was pee and is like sopped into the rest of the couch and is now dried.
Yeah, okay.
Ugh.
Well, if that's the case, then you're right, and I would rather deal with the food. If the diaper is contained and it's isolated from the rest
But the
of
kid
the
took it
things-
off. Is that child really gonna, make
Yeah,
sure
I
it's
mean,
nice
that's-
and tight?
that's
He's
a good
stuffing
point.
that thing in there, poop out.
It's a good point. If we're being realistic,
Or she.
no. Like, I think I'm taking the
Ugh.
food then, but I hate both those situations.
I think
That's
I'm
a
taking the
nightmare.
food too, because I don't want to deal with. I don't want to find an inside-out poopy diaper.
No. God, no. But at the same time, poop, it crusts over, and then it gets hard enough that you just scrape it off with the spoon.
No, there's a certain level of unclean that you are always unclean. Like there is no cleaning a certain
here's-
level of disgust.
Whatever, I think I'm struggling to come up with an answer because whatever takes less time to clean.
Yeah.
I don't care about the smell at this
Whatever
point.
you can
I
s-
really
Oh,
don't care.
God.
No. At this point, I am desensitized.
Neither option
Okay?
is good.
I've done 3
Okay.
tours in Nam, the Nam of
child.
diapers or Nam of moldy food, and I just don't care. I just want to get in. I want to get out. I want to do my time. I want to go.
Ugh. I'm still taking the food.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with the poopy
Yeah,
diaper.
I think I'm taking food, but I'm not entirely sold. You got? All right, do you have another one?
That's all I got for you.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do a this or that. Today at work, once again, working at school, and one of the teachers in the morning, she decided to do a little game of, I think it's called choices or something like that, but it's basically just a this or that, or it's like a thing. So I'm just going to steal those because it's right off the top of my head. Super easy. The first one would be if you were in if you had to do one over the other, I'll say it this way. If you had to do one or the other, would you rather have to cross a bridge with a troll underneath it, or would you rather have to have dinner with a vampire?
This is a this or that segment, not a would you rather segment.
What, they're the exact same thing. Golly.
Just saying.
Okay, so once again, would you rather have to cross a bridge with a troll underneath it, or have dinner with a vampire?
What time of day?
And let's just say both have intentions of killing you.
What kind of vampire rules are we following? Do I have to invite them into my house?
No, you're going to their place. You're on a journey, and you either have to go through the estate of a vampire and have dinner with them to move on to the next location.
I'm taking the troll because at least I got a chance.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said earlier today, for sure.
The other one, you're essentially just putting in yourself. You ever seen those crocodiles or alligators that like leave their mouth open
Yeah.
and like the little birds sit on their teeth and stuff? That's
Yeah.
essentially you're putting yourself into that.
Nick, what do you think?
Uh,
Because this is a general question. Like, it's nothing with having children involved. I want to know
I think
what you
I'd be
think.
scared of the troll because of how big they were. That's
Oh.
the first thing that came to my thought. Was like,
Yeah.
he had a chance. I was like, no, you don't.
Yeah, probably not, but better than I
that.
do with a vampire.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
stuff my pants with garlic. I could
Oh,
do
you
that.
know what? That's
But
not a
see-
bad idea.
Why? He's not going after your dick.
Yeah, but that's
Well, but it's a
not like it
concealed
just
area.
stays. Yeah,
Why'd
like
you have to put it
When
in
you
your
get
pants?
think about it
I
this
can
way.
put
Yeah,
it in my coat pockets too. Like
No,
I
no,
could
I'm
put it
just
in
wondering
here.
why that was your
what if
first
you
one.
get
My
pat
breast
down at the
pockets.
door? What if you get pat down at the door? They're not going to feel up the
That
middle
wasn't part
region.
of the question.
So they're like, oh, he's got.
Well, I'm just
hemorrhoids.
saying, like,
I would
if
come
it's,
in
it's a
with
highly
a garlic neck, like a Hawaiian lei, but it's all garlic.
yeah. See, but that just gives you away, and then you don't get anywhere
They're a
because
vampire.
They go and they move away quickly enough where they can do their
Yeah.
dodgy vampire stuff to you.
But they're not going to come
Nah.
close to you.
no, I'm
And you
good.
can have dinner on opposite sides of the table and leave.
I don't care.
unharmed.
There are so many different versions of vampires that do crazy stuff. Nick, tell me what you think.
I would also think that if I'm on this quest or journey, that I have some sort of silver that I could stab this vampire with. If he got frisky, you know what I mean?
Maybe. I guess the other question is, how do you defeat a troll? I don't think you do. I think you just
I have
hope
a
you
question.
can outrun them.
Yeah.
Is silver
Yeah.
Or feed them. something else.
Oh,
like
or
a
feed
horse.
them, yeah. Or
Does
beat
silver
them at
kill
whatever toll
vampires?
they have.
I thought silver only killed werewolves.
Oh, is silver for... No, it's, wooden stakes for
Oh.
vampires, silver
Well, then,
bullets
fine.
for werewolves.
I could find a stick anywhere and just like carve up a thing. Be ready.
That's what you think.
No.
Their castles are made of stone.
You ever seen a vampire parry?
What's yeah, but not
castles?
when I'm entering.
Dodge, roll.
Did-
I think you got a better chance with a troll. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I-
Again,
I-
if you
I-
stuff yourself with garlic, maybe
Yeah.
you're okay. But
I'm taking
knows?
running and physical attributes and saying, okay, I can get across a bridge from away from a troll, but I don't think I can outsmart or outwit a vampire in a conversation. So that's my like. What do you think? Are you going to take the physical test, or are you going to take the wits?
I mean, I'm
test?
going to take the physical test, but I think Nick
Yeah.
is right. We're going to try to cross the bridge, and the troll is going to just laugh at us and just like hit us with his little club hammer, and that's it.
One last question. Let's say you go the seducing route. Are you going to be able to seduce a troll or a vampire more easily?
A vampire? You think you can? How are you going to? I'm a troll. Seduce me.
I would assume a troll that's lived under
No,
a
I'm a
bridge.
troll. I'm a troll. Seduce me.
Okay.
I would say you could just go
right, so
totally just doggy.
All right,
and
so
you'd be ready. He'd be
here's-
like, let's go for it.
I mean, that's a good point. But here's me going across the troll bridge. Whoa! What's that?
I'm a troll.
No! Don't eat me! Don't hurt me! What do you? Oh my gosh! Your eyes are so. Whoa! No! Your eyes are so beautiful. Don't hit me. Do you have a favorite flavor of ice cream? Oh, I would love to take you out for some ice cream. Do you like Baskin Robbins?
32 flavors.
Yeah,
I don't know why he sounds like Bane.
You know what my favorite part about 32 flavors is that as much as I try them, nothing comes close to as much as I love you and how beautiful you are as a troll. And the way that your
Trying to purr, but it's just coming out wrong.
your twangly hair dangles off of your yellow teeth, and you've got cabbage stuck between your toenails, and you smell of last week's pillaging.
You're losing me.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're not seducing a troll, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair.
maybe that wasn't very convincing,
not.
but I don't think you're gonna seduce a troll. You
Yeah.
might be able to seduce a vampire.
And the other one I can think of that we heard today was, would you rather be alone for 1 year or would you rather have no contact with another human being for 1 year, or would you rather always have one person around you for a year? Which way are you going? Isolation or constantly
Death.
I'm literally choosing that in a month, so
Yeah, but you can still get out of the
Just
car and go
chose
talk to
death
people.
over what Nick is going to do
Nick,
by choice.
When you go start your Nick, when you go start your journey, you still have the option to go talk to people wherever you go.
Right.
I'm saying you don't have a choice. You are isolated for a year, or you always have someone with you. Sure, there's times where you're sleeping. That's fine, whatever. But, I mean, if that person wants to wake up and talk to you, they can do it because they're always there.
Yeah, I guess so. I'd rather have somebody with me all the time.
I would too.
I mean, I don't know.
There's a reason I'm married and I love it.
There's a reason
I'm married. Yeah. If I didn't like it, I'm pretty sure I'd be alone right now. Yeah. So
Fair.
I am 99.999% sure I want to take the person with me. Preferably my partner. Hopefully it's not like,
Yeah, could you imagine taking your
I don't
partner with
know.
you alone for a year without kids? I guess you have one and you're still within that first 2 year span, but man, I couldn't imagine.
being alone with my partner
For a full year
without
kids?
just with them and nobody else. I mean,
Yeah,
that was
isn't that the
COVID. That
question?
was COVID.
Yeah, that's true.
That was great. That was awesome.
Yeah, I guess right.
I don't know. Okay, that's it. That's all I have. Anyways,
Fantastic.
yeah. All right. Do you want to take a quick fake commercial break, or do you want to just keep going and dive right into the next section?
I think we, before we dive right in, I think we should take a little commercial break.
Awesome. You ever think about how much you leave behind when you're cleaning out the sides of your toenails? You know,
Never.
maybe
Not
you
once.
wear black socks day after day, and then a little bit of that fabric just keeps getting into your nails, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I can just take my toenail clippers and that little hook device on there, and I'll clean it out. And then you put that little hook device in, and you're like, oh, it just doesn't have enough leverage. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do I have a fix? It is Toenail Clippers by DeWalt. Pick them up at Home Depot now, the exclusive partner of the man nail clippers, where you can get guaranteed toe jam removed from your feet ASAP. Purchase now and receive a free bottle of Poobigon as well to spray on your foot after you get the toe jam out. Because Lord only knows how bad that's going to smell when you finally get out that toe jam that's been in there since, I'm assuming, 2017. Man, nail clippers. For the ones who love their nails.
I don't know what that was. I don't know who that advertiser was, but they need to go. We can't. We're going to push people away.
Yeah, but they paid us so much fake money.
They did. All right, Mikey, let's hop into our main topic this evening. You
Cool.
came to me last night and you said, Mikey, that's your name, Mike, I have been sleuthing around the web, and I have found 0 questions, but I would like you to find some questions facing dads, parents, or adults in today's world that we can answer.
That's right.
So we came up with a few questions, and I think Nick actually has the first question maybe to kick us off.
Oh,
But
cool.
Essentially what we're going to do is we are going to answer questions that are either common questions, funny questions, or just modern day dad questions that we can answer and discuss. Nick?
Alrighty, so the first one that I have for you, well, the only one that I have for you, is I know that sometimes parenting is hard, or I assume, because I don't have a kid,
Pretty easy.
But as per the answer of my question of just a few moments ago of me liking my alone time and all of that,
Being weird.
maybe. I love my nature. That's all. But so I hope this question applies, and maybe it was just my own thoughts thinking that it would. But has there been a moment that you have needed to escape your family, meaning like needing that moment of solitude just to like either get away from crying, or like you need to deal with what's happening at work or whatever it is? If so, because I know sometimes people are just like, I love my family, they're amazing, I don't need to escape.
Yep, 100%. Never had to do with escape.
But
Liar.
if you have, where's your secret spot?
Oh, man.
And what was the thing, if you can remember, that made you go to that secret spot?
I got you.
Do you have something already?
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
shoe rack in my closet, and I have my dirty clothes basket is on the other side. So I have this little space in my closet, and all my clothes hang above. So it's like this perfect little nook where if I sit there and I don't make a sound, no one can find me. I've had my wife walk by me probably 10, 15 times. I've had Grayson probably walk past me 10, 15 times. Nora crawls, and she doesn't know where I am. It is the best spot that I have ever found. And the most recent time I've had to escape just for a minute was when, so Nora has started to do this thing where she loves to get onto the couch and she likes to play peekaboo, and she likes to duck down and she likes to jump up, and she laughs and gets all silly, and then she throws herself backwards off of the couch like a mad person. And we have to put pillows on the floor or else she's going to kill herself because we can't be there 24/7, right? So you try your best. We've caught her probably 100 times. That's a lie. That's an exaggeration. But she wouldn't stop doing it. And me and Kristen were both saying, please, like, stop. Like, I don't know how to haggle with a 1-year-old any more than I tried. But she was doing that, and then all Grayson wanted was something that he couldn't have and was literally impossible to give him. And he just threw a knipshit and lost his mind. So I had Nora trying to harm herself, and I had Grayson screaming. So I made sure that Kristen put Grayson in timeout because he wasn't listening, and he needed to take a second to scream it out in the safety of his own room. We've had to take everything out of his room. That's a story for another time. But
When does the padding for the walls get in?
when he breaks the first one. So, yeah, we put him in timeout, and then Kristen put Nora in her chair, and she was starting to feed her, and I just went, okay, like, she's feeding her, Grayson's in his room, and I am out of here. And I went into the closet, and boom, Dad was gone.
Man,
It was great.
good on you. I honestly, when it comes to like having a spot, I don't have like a secret spot. My spot is very well known by everybody, including all the guests that come into our house, because most everyone uses this place. It's called the first floor bathroom and the porcelain upon which I sit. How do I know that I'm trying to hide from my family and what's going on? I don't know. My legs go numb.
Yeah.
I'm on my 12th game of solitaire.
You've had hemorrhoids more times than you've ever had in the past.
But I'm pretending like I don't have them so that I don't have to actually address the issue. That is me trying to hide from everything.
I was hoping you were going to say that you still had your clothes, like your pants still pulled up. That you were just sitting there with
that
clothes
would be
on.
more normal.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, my body knows when it's on that
Clearly it
object.
doesn't if you're sitting on the toilet long enough to where you're getting frozen
Dude,
legs.
you don't know. You don't know what my body's doing. And yeah, I mean, if my legs are numb, that doesn't mean. You know what? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about any of that. It's fine. I recover. Usually I just like when I stand up from that and I know that it's coming, so I just like clinch onto the sink in the bathroom for a while and just stand there and just hope that like I don't get that really
You ever
bad
walk out of the
tingling
bathroom and just
sensation.
instantly fall down?
Yep. Or like I'm walking and then it kicks in and I go,
Yeah.
nope. And we just stop. My hands out. I got the Beyonce going
Oh
on.
my God. I think we've taken that question about as far as we can.
I appreciate your answers, gentlemen. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome.
Mikey,
sorry, Nick.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
It is a question that I have both found on the web and that I am facing myself.
Okay, let's hear it.
How do I keep my child in bed at night?
Have you tried over-the-counter medication?
No.
Okay, good. Don't do that. No, seriously, I don't know. I don't know. We tried to trick your son tonight into going to sleep
Yeah, what
early.
did you tell him?
I told him that if he falls asleep sooner, his dreams will be cooler.
That's right. And what did you tell him?
I said that Mikey and I have races all the time about who can fall asleep faster, and so if he breaks the record, he can like hold that against us.
Yeah. It's
And
his
you guys
trophy.
heard the screaming earlier, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't
as far
think
as
it
we're
worked.
concerned, it worked.
I don't think
Yeah.
it worked.
I thought that was just Kristen singing. I don't know
No.
what you're talking about.
All right, cool. Well, I'll keep searching. Mikey, what you got?
You know, I am actually trying to think of a solution for you on how you get him to go to bed sooner. And I feel like I'm sweating a lot more right now because I'm starting to think about this happening to me.
Wonderful. Let
And
me tell
it's-
you what happened
okay.
the other night.
No.
He took off his poopy diaper. He threw it across the room. He took his shirt and he was wearing it like a tube top midi or something, whatever like the teens are wearing these days. And he had no pants on, no shirt on, no socks on. All of his stuffed animals were all over the place. It was the worst. And we knew we had a problem because there was no diaper on, and he was trying to climb up his dresser to get to his shelving unit that is hanging on the wall. So we had to take all of his things out of his room. We had to take his diaper pail, his air purifier, his night lights out, and we had to turn his dresser around so that he's not tempted.
Oh, gosh.
So that's where we're at. But yeah, so look forward to that.
Thank you. I'm serious. I didn't prepare questions, so I'm gonna say, okay. So I'm gonna take it from my childhood, where when I was in elementary school, I got into skateboarding, like I think a lot of us did, and I went to the skate park. At what age are you cool with dropping your kid off at the skate park and leaving them unattended?
Just the skate park?
Yeah. And I mean, we got one at the YMCA here. Sure, why not?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know. I've never been to a skate park. I have no.
You've never been to a skate park?
No,
Oh
dude,
my
I did.
gosh.
No.
All right, let me try to ask you something more relevant to
I was
your
a
world
cool
then.
kid, man. I played all the cool
So,
sports. I was popular.
you're-
I didn't have to hang out with the nerds.
Nerds
goths.
did not skateboard. Goths
And-
kind of skateboarding. Yeah, that's fair. We were punks, bro.
No, I'm just
Who's
kidding.
all-
I just had zero ability to skateboard. Skateboarding is one of the hardest things, and I had absolutely no ability
No,
to do
no.
that. And I was never like I did mountain biking, but BMXing was always like very foreign to me. And I just
Then
couldn't do it.
I'm trying to think of another activity where like you. Okay,
I feel
at
like-
what age do you feel like you can drop your kid off at a non-school related event and
wow.
be like, all right, I'm gonna leave. I'm comfortable leaving them.
I mean, if it's like a birthday party or something, definitely earlier
Sure.
than later. But if
Yeah.
it's like, hey, all my friends are going to the park
Yeah.
and they're going to go play X, Y, or Z.
And there's no adults watching.
yeah, exactly.
Like that situation.
I feel like I did that when I was little. Like, man, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. I feel like I rode my bike to the park and we would hang out.
Yeah.
Even maybe before that, but I don't think so. Before that was a little maybe too young. But
I want to say as young as like 3rd grade, I was definitely riding my bike
Yeah.
to the park with friends, but I was hanging out with my brothers at that point, and I was the youngest. So I'm a really bad comparison to use, and I don't actually know what age I'm going to be cool with.
yeah,
for
that's
my
a
son.
tough question. I feel like
I'm going to say 4th grade because I know
Yeah.
I had way more freedom at 4th grade.
I feel like that's fair.
I
too.
also know my parents were sick of me by the 4th grade, so
Yeah, true.
You know,
Get out.
I
Go
could get
somewhere
anywhere.
else.
Just
That's a good question.
Mom and Dad, I love you. You were great parents.
Yeah, I don't know. 4th, 5th grade. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think that's about as long as you can keep them home too. Otherwise, they're gonna want to get out.
I think that's the other thing
And
too.
it's-
For your
yeah.
own sanity,
And theirs.
like you're gonna want them to be able to go do their own things for you to have
For sure.
some peace of mind. So at what point do you just break and say like, I don't care that you're really young. Keep your cell phone on you. I've got an Apple AirTag glued to the bottom of your shoe.
I don't know.
Good enough.
I think there's a difference between like maintaining your own level of sanity and making sure that your kid is safe, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But I think there's that time, I guess that's maybe different for every kid when they're responsible enough and they're smart enough and they're aware enough of what's going around them
Yeah.
to be able to make that decision. Next question. In your opinion and in your mind, what has changed or what is the single maybe thing or things that have changed the most since becoming a dad?
A lot less time. Like I don't do a lot with my time, you know. I'm habitually lazy if I don't have things going on. So I prefer to have extra time to do nothing. I don't know. I've been a very selfish person for my adult life, so having that time no longer there, as much as I'm happy to not have that time anymore, I really am. I love my son, and I can't believe that he's actually mine. So I value all that time. There just becomes a certain point of the day where it's like, I just need another 30 minutes. Like, I never thought I'd say that. I never thought I'd be that concerned about having a small amount of time back in my pocket to use for myself. But I am definitely finding that. And I'm finding I'm staying up later to regain some of that time back that I didn't have before, which is unhealthy because I want to be able to get a full night's sleep. And I'm not doing that. So I honestly, I think that's what affects me the most. Yeah. What about you?
100% agree.
Yeah.
The exact same thing. I stay up later because I want to play video games, watch TV, watch movies, just have my own time without having to rely on, not having to rely, having somebody else having to rely on me to do something for them or get something done or need something from me. Just to have that time for yourself is really important. So I feel like I sacrifice my sleep to have that time. So that definitely, I feel like, is something that's changed probably the most since becoming a dad. Like, I haven't golfed in,
Yeah.
like, I think last year I didn't golf a single time,
Nope.
and the year before that I didn't golf.
You golfed twice, I think, and that was with me.
Yeah,
That was
and
it.
I mean, we were golfing. Me, you, and Rex, our friend Rex, were golfing. He's golfing 100 times a summer, but we were golfing between 30 to 50 times. I feel like.
I'm sorry, what?
year?
We were?
Yeah.
Where was I?
Between the whole year, starting in like, March, April, when you get out, and when we stop in October or November, if the weather
You think
allows.
it was between 30 to
Yeah.
40
When
different times?
I counted on the little app that keeps track of all of our rounds. We were playing golf 30 to 50 times. That's not that much.
Gosh.
That's once or twice a week.
I feel like it was lower than that, but I also...
That was also before we had kids.
Before we had... Sorry, I was
Exactly.
thinking last year.
No.
Or
Before we had
the year-
kids.
I was thinking 2 years
So
ago.
going
sorry.
from that to not playing golf anymore, yeah, you're right. I think that time
Yep.
is what I've lost the most.
Yeah. I don't have anything going on. Yeah, I'd love to go do that. That time. That's
exactly.
gone. And that's okay.
100%. Or like
okay.
I'm sitting at my house on my couch and I'm like looking outside and thinking, man, I have nothing to do today, and I don't have a single thing that I have to get done. So nice.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two more questions for you.
Okay. Go for it. I don't have any.
I
ones,
have.
or-
Yeah, I understand. We know who you are. Is it more important as a dad to have a perfectly manicured lawn
Okay.
or a freshly finished project to show off to neighbors, passerbys, friends, family, loved ones, or whoever you can call?
Lawn.
Really?
Yeah, you can easily hide the defects of furniture, replace furniture, but lawn is something everyone sees. And it's very apparent. And I like, this is coming from someone right now that does not have a good lawn. We inherited a pretty crappy lawn from the previous owner, and I haven't done diddly to fix it. Like, it just is in desolate conditions right now. It's like walking down Colfax and like
I get
being
tumbleweed
like,
stuck in my-
oh boy,
Yeah.
you're like, that person's seen some things. That's my yard.
I get tumbleweed stuck in my undercarriage every time I go to your house. It's only when I pass your house, too.
Wow, wow, west.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. You should probably throw down some sod.
I'm.
Do you
It's
need
a big
some
yard.
help with that? And do you have
No,
a pair of
I
white
have the
New
tools.
Balances?
I have the tools. No, don't even try. I'm
Do
a man.
you have a
I'm
pair
man.
of white New
I'm a
Balance
man.
shoes?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna use them when I'm doing yard work. I'll tell you what,
gotta
those are
start
fresh. I
with
saved
the
those for a
yard
nice
at
date.
ground zero, and you got to wear them until it starts sprouting, and then
Gross.
until they turn green.
No.
Yeah, I think I'm showing off my lawn too.
Yeah. It's also just a preference. Like, I think other people would definitely say I like doing the inside things
I think
versus
it's a
the
pissing
outside.
contest.
Oh, no, they're both pissing contests.
Yeah, but
we
I think
know
it's
that.
mainly a pissing contest, and the yard is like, yeah, well, yours is good, but I mean,
Well,
did you
and
see that?
I live next to a guy that I believe is former military, and it just is attention to detail, takes care of his stuff. And then a guy that owns a landscaping business. So, I'm in the middle of that. They're like, oh, that's nice. Ooh, that's nice. And then they look back at me and they go,
Yeah, that reminds me of the last
this
neighborhood
guy
I
should
lived
really
in.
take care of his stuff.
That reminds me of the last neighborhood I lived in. My neighbor's yard was really nice. Then it was my dad's house, and he had a really nice yard. And then the house between me and my dad's house was very nice family, some of the nicest people I've ever met, but it was a sand lot.
Weeds.
And then it was our house, and I tried to keep that yard. I got that yard
Your yard was pretty
perfect.
good before you
It
guys
was
moved.
perfectly manicured.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I think all of us looked at the guy in between us like, man, what are you doing? So
Mm-hmm.
you need to get on top of that.
Yeah, no, I will. The front yard didn't look that bad, but it's not even the right type of grass that naturally grows in this area. That's why I think it's all a
idiot.
weed.
You idiot.
I don't think it's actually grass.
What did you plant? What do you got growing?
I didn't
in there?
plant any. I didn't do anything.
What
I
are you
just
using?
let
Some kind
nature
of
do its
Bermuda?
thing. No, I don't even think it's Bermuda.
Some kind of, is it crabgrass? Have you just let the
I think it's
grow?
probably just crabgrass.
Grow?
I think it's probably just crabgrass.
Yeah, that's a
Oh my gosh, are you happy exposing my dirty laundry?
No, I'm
on
not.
air?
I really wish that we could get your yard looking good because I don't have grass and I'm like I miss it.
Well, and the other thing, Cassie, she got me a hitting net for the backyard for golf.
You need some grass
I
and turf
need-
to scoop up.
That's right. Well, and I want to do, talking to Rex, I want to do like that whole strip on the western side of the backyard. Just keep moving the hitting net along the fence and use the grass and then keep reseeding it as we go. And that way I get to the end. And by the time I reset and go back to the beginning, it's all grown back in again. Yeah, guys, we're doing it.
Nice. Sweet.
But we're way far away from that
It's going to be
happening.
like the practice greens at Augusta.
No, I can't wait.
Last question, and then we do have to move on.
Okay, go for it.
This can be a quick one too. What is Dad's weirdest habit at home?
No, I can't speak about that. I can't. I'm not.
What is Dad's weirdest safe for work habit at home?
Oh, okay. Wow. See, here's my issue with this question. I think it's weird as a spectrum, and my weird is normal.
To you?
to me, what's normal to me is weird to you.
Yeah.
And when I say that, it's not like, oh, it's a little weird. Usually what's normal to me is like pretty weird to you.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think how, like, I don't want to scare you, but I also don't want to go
I don't
too
think you
tame.
can scare me at this point. We lived together long enough to file taxes with one another, so I think we're okay.
I'll go really tame, and if you're like, that's not that big of a deal. If I haven't had breakfast yet and Harrison's eating, and he's not like eating as much of his food, like,
You'll eat his food? That's not a weird habit.
I don't know.
Give me
Is that not
something
weird? I
weirder
don't
than
know.
that.
Is
You're the
that's not
weirdest
weird?
person I've ever
Oh
met
my
in my entire
gosh.
life. You crab walked
Wow.
backwards into a Target just to get attention one time.
Yeah, I did.
Actually, it wasn't to get attention. It was to see if the people in the asset security prevention team would follow us around.
Sometimes you gotta do weird to get weird, man. Oh my gosh, the weirdest thing that I do at home. I honestly, I don't. What do you have? You go first. I can't think of anything. I mean, I can think of things, but I can't think of things.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you even have anything?
I do. I lock my doors at 9:00 every night, my front and back door, and I check them probably 100 times between then and the time I go to bed.
That's
and
not
I
weird.
pace from the front door to the back door, and then back to the front door, and then back to the back door, and then to bed every single night. I'm like, oh wait, did I unlock the front door? No, I don't think so. I didn't. I better go check it.
That's not weird.
Did I let Zeus? It's pretty weird. You could just let it go, and you could say, lock the door. I don't need to check it 15 times.
All right, instead of saying this is weird, let me ask if this is weird. Is it weird that I have the same commands for my son that I do for the dogs? Is that weird that I talk to them the exact same way? Because I am finding that is the case. Dogs, child, doesn't matter. No thanks.
Your dog's maybe a little bit smarter than your child at this point, so
That is incredibly debatable.
I think
Okay,
your
not that
dog
big of
is
a deal.
probably about the same level of brain
Yeah.
waves as your child, so I don't think it's that weird.
I'd actually have to think about this question. I really don't know something.
We all do
that-
some weird stuff in
Yeah.
our homes. And maybe I'll ask you again in a couple of weeks and you can tell me something weird that you've done. I like to sing Alanis Morissette at the top of my lungs.
Do you have normal conversations with your
Oh my God.
kids, even though they
I thought
don't
you were going to say
respond?
to myself. And I was like, yeah, I do have
Oh, no, I do
conversations
that.
to
Oh, yeah.
myself all the time.
Oh, I do too, but that's not weird.
You're right. It's not weird. It's totally normal. It's perfectly normal. Speaking of normal, it is very normal to have advertisers.
Oh,
and before we
yes.
hop into our next segment, we need to get a word.
Oh no, we're gonna do this again.
Pete's prickly pear cactus pickled pizzas. Say that 15 times fast. You don't have to, but if you can, you get 15% off at Pete's prickly peared cactus pickled pizzas pizzeria.
Prepared to perfection.
From Pete.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the last part of our episode tonight. As you may know from last week, we like to try and have a little bit of fun at the end of our episode, even though literally our episode begins with fun, the middle is fun, and then the last part is fun. But guess what? That just means that the last part is the most fun. So, without further ado, let's jump back into some action daddies. As we jump back into it, we are doing the prologue for one Betty White. Oh, she's a character. She's a class of that would be considered close enough to the bride from Kill Bill. But do we know her story? No, we don't. Let's jump into it.
I think it's a pretty storied story, you know?
Her story.
Well
not
documented.
her story. No, well, okay, Betty. Take a knee, okay? So your character is Betty White. Just to run through the information about you, you are a lady, 5'8", forever 21, 137 pounds. Your alignment is super aligned with the stars.
I
And,
didn't know if you were going to say I was like misaligned and I needed to see the chiropractor or what.
No, that's Hugh Cochran, not you. You've got your stuff put together.
Guy just needs to be adjusted.
And you are an assassin. That's your class. That's your type. So you're super hot on the stealth. You're not exactly the strongest character, but you know your way around a situation. So Betty White was born with a very nice family. Unfortunately, she lost both of her parents to a deadly salmon attack in the Alaskan wilderness.
Were they trying to swim
Heartbreaking.
downstream during the mating season?
Never go into a stream when it's mating season. That is just the worst possible.
Especially if you're trying to get
be
down
there.
it.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to go down it. Take a salmon to the face and see how that feels.
Not good.
Seriously, it's terrible. So anyways, you lose your parents to that situation. There's no family to speak of, so you become an orphan. You end up going from foster family to foster
It's not very
family.
often you lose your parents in a freak salmon fight incident.
It isn't. Which is why you're such a unique character.
Very.
So anyways, and that happens when you're a baby, so you don't really remember it or anything. You just know that that's how it happened because the news articles, whatever, yada, yada, and your name and all that fun stuff. So you're jumping around from foster family to foster family. No one wants to take you in. You're a little rough. You're a little rowdy. You're crazy. You're Betty White. You're Betty frickin' White, man.
Those are two very contradicting things that you just said, but I get it. I'm a little rough around the edges.
That's right. And so you resort to surviving on your own. That means that you become very good at sleight of hand, stealing things when needed. So, it's around the age of 14 that you run into a little bit of an incident when you walk into a gas station and you're feeling hungry and you need to steal something for yourself.
What did I steal?
Well, I'm just saying that you're in a gas station and you're going to steal something.
Oh, okay. I got to choose.
It's one of those small gas stations. There's really only a clerk and someone checking out with the clerk. That's it. What are you going to do?
There's only one person checking out with the clerk?
Yeah, there's just one other person checking out with the clerk.
Is there only one clerk in the store?
There's only one clerk in the store.
Is there cameras?
There are cameras.
I'm how old?
Actually, I should say you should do observation, shouldn't you? Should we roll for observation?
No, I'm just looking around.
You're just
Not
looking
taking
around.
actions.
Okay, we're not.
How old am I?
So you're 14.
I'm
You're
taking a
14 at
chance,
this point.
man. It's not going to stick. I can turn 18 in 4 years.
That's right.
Stealing
Absolutely.
it, I'm not
That's
paying.
what you've been. That's been your rigmarole. That's what
Betty
you've been
White.
doing.
Thank you for being a friend.
Absolutely, you're Betty frickin' White. So, anyways, you're trying to go steal a candy bar, and what are you gonna do? How are you gonna do it?
I'm going to wait until I think that the cashier is distracted, and then I am going to just nonchalantly walk by the item I want, grab it normally, and then keep walking around, probably put it in my pocket like I would put my phone in my pocket and walk right out.
So you go when you believe that the clerk is not looking at you, go to steal a candy bar, and right as you're going to steal the candy bar, you feel some eyes on you. You look over and you see the clerk that is actually looking at you. You have a second to rethink your decision. What do you do?
I look at the nutrition label.
Okay. You observe the item, and then...
I make a run for it. He's behind the counter, right?
Oh, okay.
He's behind the counter,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I
he's
make a
behind the
run for
counter.
it.
Okay, so we're going with agility. Here we go. All right. What you don't know is that the clerk was an Olympic sprinter back in 1987, and he's got you dead to rights. So, yes, you may get out of this situation, but you don't just have to roll a 10. My good sir, you got to roll a 20.
Jesus.
You roll a 12 plus a, what do you have on agility or dexterity? A 2. So you roll a 14. Ooh, you get caught. Unfortunately, that means that you get sent to juvie, where you spend the next, week or so getting to know this ragtag group of kids. Turns out that they're all very similar to
For
you.
a Baby Ruth bar?
For a Baby Ruth bar. Wow. You in juvie. You don't have parents. No one's coming to get you.
Goodness
You're stuck
gracious.
there for a whole week. And during that time, you meet another ragtag bunch of kids that are also thieves. And when you get out, you decide to all band together because you realize that they're also homeless to a certain extent, and they're doing anything they can to survive as well.
Is this a segregated juvenile hall? Is this mixed? Is this co-ed?
I don't know how juvie halls work. Sure, it's mixed. Yeah, based on what I need for the storyline, absolutely
Can
it's
I have
mixed.
made 2 other really good friends that are female in juvie?
You're not starting the Golden Girls.
Thank you for being a friend. Traveling down the road and back again. Thank you for being a friend.
Oh my gosh. So, anyways,
We're the Golden Girls. We're friends. Continue.
I despise this so much.
It's your segment.
Yeah, and you're co-oping it for your Fantasyland
Continue.
Golden Girls thing.
Continue.
God. So, anyways, you meet up with these kids, and then they end up becoming your family. You guys go from place to place, foreclosed homes that no one's living in, living your best lives. You're stealing booze. You're doing all the things that dumb young kids would do, and you're stealing. And as you get better and you become more refined in your ability to steal, you start working your way up the ladder. You get intel trying to steal larger and bigger things. Well, one of your friends comes back to you. We're back to the group, really excited because they were at a Long John Silver's and they overheard a conversation between 2 other people about a place that they're planning on robbing because a famous person lives there or whatever.
Long John Silver.
So they come back saying, hey, we got to go rob this place tonight. We're going to go do this now because it's the perfect situation. They already said, what we need to do to get past the security, past the dogs, past the cameras and all that stuff. So we're going to go do it. So anyways, mission starts. You end up there. Your role in this entire mission is to be able to get inside and then deactivate the security system. Okay. So you're at the front gates. How do you get in? Let's go through the situation.
Okay, so I just have to get into this building, right?
Yep.
Oh,
It's
boy.
a house. It's a house of a famous person.
Wow. Okay. And how many people am I with again?
There's 4 other people in your group.
There's 4
Yeah.
other people in my
You're
group.
a family of 5.
Family of 5.
Yeah, very traditional household.
Could have probably done this with 2 people, but or I guess 3 people total. But all right. So I guess first, is there a fence?
Yes, there's a gate.
And
with
have we hopped over that yet?
It's a 10-foot tall concrete fence.
And that's where I'm at.
Yep, and that's where you're
All
at.
right.
You're outside of that.
I am going to sacrifice a team member We
Okay.
are all going to go to a blind spot where we don't see a camera or we don't think that there's a camera, and we're going to hoist each other up onto the wall because you said it's made out of cement and it's only 10 feet tall.
Yep.
So it's just out of reach. So
Yep.
we're going to have one person lift the other
Oh,
person.
okay. That's
and
not
we're gonna try to
sacrificing
climb,
somebody. That's
but
just
there will
using
be
them.
one person at the very end
Yeah, that doesn't get in.
that's not going to be
Okay.
able to get in.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, I guess that person at the top of the wall could just reach their hand down and like help get them
It's
up.
a 10-foot tall fence. I don't know if that's
Fuck
going to
'em.
be possible.
They're going to stay behind. It was really easy to bring them, but we are going to leave them.
That's okay. So you go from
They're
5
going to be the lookout.
Yeah,
We're
you-
going to leave
yep.
that person there to be the lookout. So we have hopped over the fence
Okay.
into an area that we thought was a blind spot. Maybe it
Okay.
is, maybe it isn't.
Yeah. Well, that's great. You successfully jump over the fence, but you're in sneak mode
Damn
and you're
right.
you hope that you have landed in a safe spot. You are a sneaky person. You've done your research, all that fun stuff based on the information given to you that seems to be accurate so far. So, once again, we're looking at which one are we going with here? Intelligence or yeah? Should we just go intelligence for
Sure.
this roll? Okay, so you just have there's no bonus given on this. You're not weak on it. You just need a 10.
Okay.
But considering what research you've done, you only need a 5. This isn't like you're not at a difficult part of the process. So we just need to beat a 5. 17.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, so you get over, you're in a blind spot. What do you do next?
Well, if we've gone and if we've done our research, I'm going to go to the entryway that we're supposed to break into, or the entry point, I guess, that we're supposed to break into.
Okay. So the first floor, well, do you want to do an observation? Do you want to look around? Do you want to see or do you want to review the plans that you were given?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, there you go. So you review the plans that you were given. As far as you're concerned, there are 4 cameras on the outside of the house. One that faces the entryway, one that faces the garage, one that faces the side of the house, and then one that faces the backyard. All of the cameras are on the first level. There's 2 stories. It's a 2-story place. So you have no real way to get into the first floor. But it's a nice summer night, and you can see that there's a window open on the second floor. What do you choose to do?
I'm going to try to climb through that window.
You can try to climb through that window?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need to remind you as well, you could try to take out the cameras or spray paint them or something. You can still do that.
If there's 4 of us left, each of us are going to try to take out a camera with
Okay.
spray paint. We're going to
Yeah.
spray paint the top of the camera.
Okay.
We're going to.
So you're just you want to do that? Okay. So that would be each camera's a chance. So we'd be rolling for each camera.
Let's do it.
You want to roll for each camera?
Yep.
Gosh. Okay. Well, this isn't your first rodeo, so it's not a difficult challenge. We're going to put it at a 10. So you just need to beat a 10. And once again, we're doing not Constitution, intelligence, right?
Yeah. So
Or
let's
are we
do
going to do?
You tell me which cameras we're rolling for.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's say you're trying to go through the back door.
Sure.
Okay. So you're
Is
trying
that-
to go through
or
the back
what's-
door.
What's the window that's open?
But to get to the back door, you've got to go. What's that?
What window is open? I
The
guess.
second floor above the
Because
entry.
I'd like to get to that window, but
You
I'd
wanna
like
do
to
that?
take a precaution to try to black out the
Okay.
cameras first.
I mean, you could try to take out one of the cameras and see what else is around that side of the house when you have a better vantage
Yeah,
point.
let's do that.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So which way do you want to go? Do you want to go around the side of the house? Do you want to go? I guess that's really it. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
go
So you're
around
going to
the
go around the side of the
side
house, versus trying to attack the entryway camera.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you go to the side of the house. All right. So you got to roll more than a 10. 15. And I guess it's wisdom. Would it be wisdom
No.
or
No. You're
Not
good.
intelligence?
You're right.
okay? Yeah, I might have to double check that later, but let's use that number for now. It really doesn't matter. All right. So anyways, you successfully take out the camera on the side of the house. You look around and you see that there's a vine terrace that leads to the second floor. But as you can tell, it looks a little old and fragile. You can try to take that up to the second floor, or you can continue on to the backyard where you'll take out another camera and try to lockpick into the back door.
What a conundrum. only 137 pounds. I'm going to try to climb that vine.
I like that. I was hoping you'd go back to that your weight is 137 pounds. Okay, so it's not difficult for you as an individual, but if you do choose to do this, the rest of your team, you're the lightest person on the team, so you'll be the only one that can
they
go up
around
there.
the back still?
Yep, it'll have to be though once you've unlocked and turned off the security system that you're able to let them in.
All right, I'm doing that.
Okay, sounds good. All right, you just need to roll 10. And you get a bonus. This is your dexterity, so you get a bonus +2. 13 plus 2, you rolled a 15. Congrats, you get up the terrace, you get into the window that is open. Now, there are sensors inside the house, and the alarm starts going off. You do have the code that was provided by the two individuals that were overheard having a conversation at a Long John Silver's. So, all you need to do is get down to the front door keypad. You're on the second floor, and I'm just gonna, I know what you need to do. So I'm just going to run into it. You have 30 seconds to get down there. You have this is another dexterity thing, so you have a bonus. I'm going to keep it simple. Got to roll more than a 10. Otherwise, the security system goes off. Okay? All right.
I'm jumping out that window and leaving everybody else.
14. You clear it, dude.
Great success.
My gosh. Oh, you're going to get to the ultimate part of this game, aren't you? All right, so you get down there, you deactivate the system. What do you do next?
Open the door.
You open the door. You open the front door.
Back door for everybody else.
Back door for everybody else. Okay, you open the back door. But you notice that your friends aren't coming yet. Why? Why would your friends not be able to come yet?
They got caught.
Sure, you turn the security alarm off, but that doesn't mean the cameras aren't still working.
So you're asking me what I'm doing? Because I don't know what happened.
I mean, your friends are afraid to come in the back door because there's a camera that's going to catch them. What are you going to do?
I'm trying to take out the camera.
That's right, you are. We got to roll for it. All right. Super easy, though, because you're at the door. You have a vantage point on the camera. It's not going to see you. All you have to do is reach up and spray paint it. What could go wrong? You just need a 5. You rolled a 3!
Oh, man.
All right. It's not that big of a deal. Your friends aren't able to go, so you are stuck on your own. What happens? Your spray paint can that you actually brought with you, dude, it totally jammed up. What the heck, dude? Doesn't work. So you don't have a way of spray painting the camera. Is there anything else you want to do, or do you want to just move on and try to finish the mission?
I'm going to try to finish the mission.
You're just going to try to finish the mission? Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds good. So there's a lot of trinkets, everything like that you're trying to get in this household. You start wandering around. You find a bunch of different things. You go upstairs. There's a safe that I guess you wouldn't really be able to get into because you don't have those skills. Or actually, no, there's a safe that you can try to pick. But it looks like it's a pretty intense safe that might be above your skill level.
Is there a main item that I'm trying to get?
But then you see that there's some jewelry that is not in the safe, and it looks like it might be the most valuable item, and it's hanging off of a display.
Yeah, I'm going to take that.
Okay, sounds good. You take that item, and you start to see, as you take it off, the display slowly goes into the shelf itself, and as it's going down, you start to hear the alarm go off. That means, we got to get the heck out of here. This is an Indiana Jones situation. You don't have a bag of sand to put back on this display to make it feel like it's a necklace. So you put the necklace in your pocket and you run downstairs to try and escape. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Dexterity. Mm-hmm. Are you going to get away before the police show up? 16. Mm-hmm. You escape. You get out of the house as the alarm's going off. You thought that you've escaped. You call out for your friends. You don't hear anybody. What do you hear? Car door open and close. And somebody turns around and says, Mrs. Betty White!
Freeze! I'm a cop.
You can stop right there. Okay? You look over and you see all your friends with their hands behind their backs or behind their heads, hands behind their heads, whatever, on their knees. The voice calls out to you and says, Please come over here. We have unfinished business. I can do this. I can do. It's not insensitive. I'm allowed to. I'm allowed to do it.
To defend yourself. You
I'm
might
allowed
want
to
to
do
do that again.
As you walk over, the individual says, "You have something of my client's," and you pull out the jewelry, and he says, "Okay, who told you how to get
Mikey,
into
we're
this
gonna
house?"
get canceled if we
Okay,
post
fine.
that.
All right, this is character. I won't do the voice anymore.
Anymore, you should probably start that over.
Oh my gosh. Do I have to start it over, Nick? Okay, if he's thinking about it, I'll start it over. All right, you escape and you believe that you've made it safely. You call out for your friends and don't hear them. You hear a door open and close and call out and say, "You, over there, come here." And as you think to run away, you hear a gun cock and say, No, I mean it. Get over here now." Without hesitation, you turn around.
And
You
run.
walk over to this person. You're young. You're scared. You haven't dealt with many guns in your face. You've always been able to get away. You've always done petty crimes. You've never done any large heists like this before. So you go over there. The individual looks at you and says, "I know you've taken something of my clients. Give that back." To which then you give the item back. And he says, "Great. Now, where did you learn all this information about how to break into this house?" You don't respond. The individual says, "I need you to tell me what you know right now, or I'm going to have to do some very, very, very bad things to your friends here." You say, okay. Look, we overheard a conversation of a group of guys at a Long John Silver's. No one that goes to a Long John Silver's is going to know anything about my client's house. This individual is a multi-billionaire. Why would any lowlifes at Long John Silver's know anything about this house? Try again. Tell me the truth. But this time, let's give you some motivation. Bam! They shoot one of your friends dead on the ground. Everyone's screaming. You're panicking. They're all panicking. The man says, "Where did you get this?" What do you do?
I'd say I've had 56 boyfriends before because I am Betty White. Rose had 56 boyfriends on the Golden Girls, so that was Betty White's character.
Boy, you're
I've
trying
seen
to
a
make
man like you
references
before.
to things I don't know.
And I know how to deal with you. I'm just gonna. Oh man,
What are you gonna do?
You just
What are you
shot
gonna
one of
use?
my friends. I
have.
answer him. I just tell him that I learned it. I've been a petty criminal since I was 14 years old. That's the honest truth.
So you just guessed that this house would be open for stealing items from?
We knew a billionaire lived here. We overheard something at a restaurant, and we thought,
Okay.
why not?
All right, sounds good. You got to roll a 20 because it's not that believable. You don't have a good persuasion index right now. Your intelligence, I think, or is this your wisdom, or is this charisma? Charisma, there it is. You have a +1 on charisma. You need to roll a 20. I don't know what I got. 7, which means you rolled an 8 in total. He doesn't believe your lies, and he says, "Oh, why can't you just be honest with me? It's so much easier if you're just honest with me." Wham! Second friend goes down. That's now 2 out of the 5 of you that are no longer alive and breathing. He says, "Look at me. I won't stop. You see the crazy in my eyes? It's never going to end. You think I don't like doing this? I love doing this. Why don't you keep lying to me, huh? Or you could just tell me the truth, and this can all be over. What do you do?"
I say, I told you the truth. I don't know what else to tell you. You can kill me, and then you're going to be wanted for triple murder. You're already wanted for double murder. I told you the truth. You can kill me. It's not going to get you the truth. I just told it to you. You're not going to learn anything else. Go for it.
You beg and plead. You're trying to get him to believe that you really don't know. You need to roll a 20. You roll a 4. Pathetic. Friend number 3 goes down, and he says, "Look, I'm just going to make this easy on you. If you want the rest of your friends to live, you're going to come with me. I've seen your skills. I watched you the entire time. I watched you scale that terrace and turn off our security system faster than anybody I've ever seen before. Yeah, you sucked at disarming the camera, but that's on your spray paint can, not on you. So we're going to give you a little bit of a relief on that one. You can come with me. and I will spare your friends. Or I can kill all 3 of you right now. What do you do?
Kill us.
Kill all of you?
I guess I'm going with you. I have to. I don't have another choice.
Okay.
Plus, if we do this much longer, we're going to be the Action Daddies podcast.
I know. I'm sorry, but it's so good.
Prologue.
All right. You guys know. I mean, come on now. It's going to be
This
fun.
could have been an email.
Oh, could not have been. Could not have been. The amount of charisma of I got a +7 charisma just naturally. Anyways, you get in the car to leave, and he says, "You are nobody. Now you are mine. You are my assassin, and you will do what I need you to do."
Great. What a dick.
As you depart, you hear 2 more gunshots behind you, and you realize that your friends are all dead. There was no mercy. There was nothing that this man was actually going to make a deal with you about. You seek revenge on this man, but you can't get your revenge right now. One day, you will.
Sweet Jesus. Would you like to do a long form video next?
No, that's it. I
My
went 7 minutes over. I'm so sorry. Golly. Well, that's it for our episode tonight of Dad Meets World. Hope you guys enjoyed. We did a bit of a different format. Next week when you tune in, we're going to focus on our hobbies, what we enjoy about the world out there. So it'll be a bit of a different tune, but we're going to try to swap back and forth. We're going to try to do something that's dad-focused one week, and then we talk about the things that we love the most outside of our families the next week. So once again, hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, hang out with us. Let us know. Would you rather cross the bridge with the troll, or would you rather have dinner with a vampire? Until next time, Mike, do you have parents to shout out at all?
I got nothing.
No? I'm going to shout out all the parents that have patience when their kid's trying to stay up an hour and a half past their bedtime. Here's to the parents that don't give up and
There
that
you
keep
go.
fighting because they love their kids that much.
There you
Cheers.
go. Cheers.
Fist bump. Okay, bye.
Stay classy, everyone.
Think you have one eye.